This summer also marks the publication of the first volume in an exciting new lectionary preaching series, Feasting on the Word. This 12-volume series, co-edited by biblical scholar David Bartlett and preacher and author Barbara Brown Taylor, promises to provide preachers with a feast of resources for preparing their sermons. Whereas most lectionary commentaries contain just one essay on each passage of Scripture, Feasting on the Word provides brief essays on 4 perspectives for each lectionary text: theological, homiletical, pastoral, and exegetical. The unique page design lets preachers decide which perspective to begin with.
As a preacher, what I think sets this series apart is, first of all, its length. It has got more information on a text per given Sunday than any other commentary series in my possession. I also think that preachers talk about Monday books and Saturday books. This is a Wednesday book. In other words, it is not the most difficult exegetical entrance into a passage or pastoral entrance, but it's not the easiest either. There is no way in which you can take a sermon out of this book flat off the page. You've got to compose a sermon. So it's a wonderful series in that regard. It's not meant to take the place of serious work, developing a sermon, but nor is it so ominous that people can't pick it up and make it their primary resource.
Feasting on the Word is being published in partnership with Columbia Theological Seminary and overseen by a 12-person editorial board of scholars and preachers.
The project really began with a conversation between the press and Columbia about 2 days after I arrived on campus, I think, and I was told by the dean that WJKP and the seminary had a thought they wanted to share with Barbara and me, and it was clear from the start that this was going to be a partnership fully supported by the seminary. They have adjusted our time schedule to make it possible. They have recruited us. They have provided a great deal of the support, staff support, for the whole project, so we feel as if it's very much a joint project between the seminary and the press. And half of our board is comprised of faculty from Columbia Seminary. We deliberately decided it would be half Columbia folk and half folk from elsewhere, and I think that mix has worked out very, very well. We have become a remarkably united, diverse group of people, which is sheer grace or luck, but it turned out beautifully, and I think the mix of half and half was part of the beauty.
When completed in 2011, the series will contain 4 volumes for each lectionary year. Each volume will contain a scripture index, so that preachers who do not follow the lectionary can still use this in their preaching. In addition to the editors, more than 800 scholars, pastors, and authors are writing for the series, including Walter Brueggemann, Will Willimon, Paul Ochtermeyer, Kathy Bostrom, John Buchanan, Jason Biasi, John Cobb, Margaret Farley, Beverly Gaventa, Jack Haberer, Walter Harrelson, Otis Moss III, Carlos Cardoza Orlandi, Roger Nishioka, Lauren Winter, and Martin Marty.
I know pastors who live 400 miles away from the nearest theological library, so at the very first level, this puts resources into their hands that are not physically available to them. They don't want to sit in front of a computer screen. They still love to hold a book. Beyond that, it's like a community. It's a community of people examining the text, so that, again, if I happen to be either a solo pastor or I happen simply to be off by myself somewhere, I'm not alone. I have at least 16 other people looking at a Sunday's lections with me and coming at it from a lot of different angles, so that I'm never left all alone to compose a sermon. I've got company simply by picking up that volume.
It's astonishing how many different writers are involved in Feasting on the Word. I mean, when you add it all up, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, which is a tremendous representation of the church.
Both of these resources are available from Cokesbury, the official retail partner for the PCUSA. And if you subscribe to Feasting on the Word before August 31st, you will receive a 30% discount on your subscription and a free copy of the Discipleship Study Bible. Details are available at all Cokesbury stores by calling 1-800-672-1789 or online at www.cokesbury.com. PPC is excited and proud to be the publisher of these fine new resources and grateful to the editors and writers who have made them possible.
There is a great richness and a diversity to these volumes. They are written by people who are both scholars and preachers, who know how to deal with texts and who know what the lives of congregations are like. And so these are reliable resources, and they will present a great feast of resource in terms of helping preachers for years to come.